Welcome to another week of What to Stream. And I have Jana here. She's going to be a
Hello.
staple from now on.
Yeah, right?
So welcome back. And it's funny because we tend to
Yeah.
watch the
Thank you very
same
much for
thing.
having me
Sure.
again.
We tend to watch the same things anyway, so it's good to have the back and forth,
Yeah,
to
that's
see
good.
what's our. Usually we're along in the same kind of, our views are kind of in the same line of view, I think, most of the
Yeah,
time.
I think so
So,
too.
yeah.
I
So we're going
like
to be
that.
talking about some good stuff this week. So we're going to have you start off with
Coda.
Coda.
Yeah, which is a Sundance winner, and lucky enough, Apple just bought it, and now everybody's gonna be able to watch it. This amazing and emotional movie about a family, that about this girl that her name is Ruby, and her parents and her brother are deaf people, deaf, DEAF. Sometimes my tongue just mix it up both sounds. So her name is Ruby, and she has her life, everything like revolves around the parents, because she's an interpreter for the people that talks, because they cannot talk and not listen to people, of course, and they just can talk with the hands. So everything revolves on her, but then she goes to school, and then she wants to she sign ups for a core class, and she wants to sing, but she sings every day when she was like fishing with her dad and her brother. And now she goes and sign up to this class, which has this core master, amazing core master played by Eugenio Derbez. And she find out that she has a beautiful voice, and then she decides to go to college, and she needs to com- kind of convince her family to go to college, because the business depends on her. And because she's the one that talks on the phone, she talks to everybody else, and even on the boat they need someone that hears, so that she can talk to the radio. The movie is really really emotional. uh, I cry. There is a lot of moments that we cry, but you can see how much love and how much involvement all the actors have it to just to make this movie works. Eugenio Derbez, it's amazing his performance. I'm really really glad that he he's doing something different right now, because he's a little bit funny, but not as much as the other characters, like the other movies, the other characters that he played before. And in this one, he plays a professor called Bernardo Villalobos. And yes,
That's how
and
he
then there
pronounces
is a
it.
scene. Yes, and there is a scene that he says on the chorus, if you can say Bernardo Villalobos, you can sing in my choral. But everybody else call him Mr. V. But it's amazing to see him in a different like role, and I love that. The movie is directed and was written by Cian Heather, and had the cast is the 17-year girl is Emily Jones, which is not this girl that you're showing right now. This is her friend on the movie, and her brothers is played by, this is Emily Jones. She's amazing. Her voice is amazing. When you watch Lupe, you're gonna see, and everybody's gonna fall in love with her because her voice is amazing. She also has a good performance, because she needs to know her lines, the deaf actors lines, everything that's going on, because at the same time that they are talking, she needs to interpret that too. It's, oh my god, there's a lot of like a lot on her plate on playing this character Ruby. But I really really liked it. Also, playing her brother is Danielle Duran. and play her parents is Marlene Matley and Troy Cottester, and both are deaf actors as well as and Daniel as well. And Marlene, she won our Oscar years ago, and now she's amazing in this role as well. So I love everything about it. And I participated in a roundtable with the director, Sean, and she explained to us like she was very cautious about casting the right actors to the roles, to have the perfect crew be behind the cameras, and it was just a few of people that can talk to. Most of the other one was people that do sign language and everything. I don't know anything about it. So, and it's amazing. It's an amazing movie.
Good. And when I have a link, I didn't have time to watch it. I said I was going to watch it, but I
Yeah.
didn't have time. I was watching another movie we're going to talk about later.
Yeah, that's gonna be premiere in Apple TV Plus in August 13 and in
Oh, next week.
theaters as well.
Everything's premiering next week.
Oh no,
It
no.
seems like.
One of them is already playing, and the other one
Mhm.
is gonna be premiere on Friday.
No, I'm just saying like a lot of movies are out next
Oh
week.
yes,
Just from
yes.
what in
Oh
general.
yeah. In
Yeah.
general, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool. But you told me earlier before we came on that it's gonna make people cry,
yeah. Oh yeah, that's
right?
for sure. You're
Very
gonna love
emotional.
it.
Yeah, you
Yes,
get
I
that
cry a
sense
lot.
from the trailer.
Yeah,
You know,
there's some
because
funny parts. There are some scenes that are very funny. There is a just pay attention to the fart scene, to the yeah. I'm
but they
not gonna
can't hear
tell
the
you what
fart.
it is,
They can't hear the fart.
but there is a joke there. There is a joke there.
Ah,
You can
I
you
get
pay
it. I
attention in
get it.
Eugenio Derbez when he said Bernardo
Well,
Villalobos.
they can still smell, I guess.
Yeah. It's super funny. Like it's funny, it's very emotional, very inclusive. As I said, Emilia Jones' voice is amazing. And I think everybody's gonna, it's about family, it's about love, it's about
Mhm.
not giving up of our dreams, and and always try to I don't know, accomplish everything. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it seems very relatable. Like, I mean, with me, when I went to college, it was hard for my parents. Latino parents, they're very like, they want you to stay as close as possible. So it was a similar story where like they had to learn to let go,
Yeah.
So it's like it's totally relatable, this story,
Yeah.
because like parents always have, or families have a hard time letting go of their children, to
Yeah.
go do their own thing, even though they rely on them a lot. So it's very, very, to
Yeah.
me, it touched me in that aspect. Like, oh, I can relate to that, because in college, like they were giving me a lot of stress because, I spent all my time working on college stuff, and they still needed my help. And I was like, look, and so in that sense, it's very relatable.
Yeah, there is a scene there that the Ruby was telling the mother that she decided to go to college, and she wanted to go to a music college academy to learn how to sing, and then
Mm-hmm.
and then the mother was like, I don't know how you come up with this, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of almost impossible, because you want a blind person to be a painter is something like that. But at the moment, she was like thinking about herself, not about the
Yeah.
daughter, the needs of
Yeah. The
her
daughter
daughter.
has all her senses.
Exactly. So that touches a little stuff here and there, and it's amazing everything. The movie was not a remake, but it's based on a French movie that was released years ago.
Oh,
But back then they didn't use any deaf actors. Was like
oh,
real actors pretending to be deaf. And but this one is kind of, this one, that's why it's amazing, because Sean tried to bring the movie to another level, you know what I mean, to bring
mhm.
a lot of reality to the story.
Oh yeah. Now you have to. You can't go backwards. Like Sound
Oh
of
no.
Metal, they use deaf actors. You can't go backwards because
Oh no. Oh, there is
tons of
another.
great
There's
actors.
something. Yeah, you mentioned Sound of Silence, and there is something in the movie you're gonna notice when you watch it. There is a
Sound of
moment
Metal?
that they show the point of view of them, but
Oh.
the movie goes in a completely silence mode,
Mhm.
no audio, no audio at all, nothing. So for
Oh,
us to
wow.
understand that experience, you know what I mean? So we can go through that experience together with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Nice. Okay.
Highly
So
recommend.
yeah, have it on my screen. Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, do
I'll
it.
put it
Do
up on my
tonight.
list.
I'm just kidding.
No, I have to edit. I have to edit. I have
I
to edit my
know.
part. I have to edit what we're talking about next.
Okay.
Next, we're talking about Val. Yeah, there's a Val Kilmer documentary called Val. It's going to be on Amazon Prime. And if you don't know who Val Kilmer is, shame on you.
Yeah.
Here's the actor Val Kilmer. We know him best as the Iceman from Top Gun. He's sort of Hollywood's bad boy. He played Jim Morrison in Oliver Stone's The Doors.
Yeah.
He was Doc Holliday in Tombstone. He should have gotten an Academy Award for that. He was amazing as Doc Holliday. Best performance ever. He was in Michael Mann's Heat, another one of my favorite movies. And then he was Batman in Batman Forever. He talks about that here in the documentary. Like I mentioned, it's on Amazon Prime this weekend, called Val. And Kilmer had a reputation for being kind of a troublemaker on set. And if you were around, I'm sure you heard the tons of stories of him on the set of Island Dr. Moreau. There was a lot of turmoil on that set, starting Marlon Brando. So in the media, he was kind of known as the bad boys. Well, this documentary, it kind of wants to set the record straight, and it sort of does, but I'm wondering what they left out. So it's a 109-minute documentary. Most of the footage was shot by Val Kilmer. He started documenting himself when he was a kid, essentially. And here in this picture, you see he's really young there. But he started documenting himself with his brothers. They were all into theatrics, literally. And they had a 16 millimeter camera. And that's when he started to shoot like little movies and theatrical things. And here's Val Kilmer today. As you know, he suffered throat cancer. And now he's got a feeding tube in his neck. And it's really sad that act 3 of his life, he has to really suffer with his disease. And he's fine now, but his voice, he can barely speak because he has to speak through the hole in his neck. It's like the smokers when they get throat cancer. It's like that. So it's kind of sad. But yes, he
It's
had
really
thousands
sad.
and thousands. Yeah, he had thousands and thousands of hours of home video. So you see a bunch of it here. The majority, I would say, like 95% of the documentary is his home footage, and it's really cool to see, especially the behind the scenes of some of his best movies, like The Doors. He was amazing in The Doors, and a lot of footage from the Island of Dr. Moreau. And it seemed like the director who came on after somebody else was fired was total dick. But I mean, that's just one angle that we see. And we saw some behind the scenes of Marlon Brando. And so that was kind of exciting to see. And he was talking about that was his idol. And so it was such a big disappointment that Dr. Moreau was such a mess because he wasn't able to act with quality opposite his icon. So we also see his recent struggle with throat cancer and him kind of struggling to make it in his business now that his voice is sort of gone. He still has a bunch of films. We're going to see him in Top Gun Maverick in the follow-up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we also hear a lot of voiceover from his son, Jack Kilmer, who sounds eerily like him. So when he's narrating,
I was gonna say that.
Right?
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I told him, I got you sound just like your dad. He's like, that's what we were going for because people have said I have the similar voice. So yeah, and then his daughter Mercedes is in it. Mercedes, what they call her, Mercedes.
Yeah, she's also produced she produced the documentary.
Yeah, both the kids produced. And it was such a tragedy because he was going to kind of make a comeback because, like I said, all the bad press, people weren't hiring him anymore. Then he was going to go on the road with this new role. He was playing Mark Twain. He was doing a lot of plays, and he was really good, right? Just
Yeah,
like the
he's
the
good.
things he wrote him himself, and he's just really. And what you also get to see in the documentary is he went to Juilliard. I didn't know that. So if
Yeah,
anyone
me
doesn't know
neither.
who what Juilliard is, it's like the best acting school, world
Yeah,
renowned.
here in the
Um,
yeah,
yeah, like
it's
Jessica
amazing.
Chastain. Yeah, Jessica Chastain went there. ¿Cómo se llama? The Latino one, Oscar Isaac. He went
Yeah,
there.
Oscars are.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's a great documentary, especially if you're a fan of Val Kilmer. You're really, really gonna enjoy it because my husband and I watched it, and we were just in awe of his career. What a great career he had. It's just such a tragedy that you know this
Yeah.
happened to him.
When I watch it, I just felt something that is always him on camera, always him talking about. That I thought that it was more than an autobiography documentary than because I miss some of other people talking about him, because you have the
Mm.
family talking about him, but not people in the industry too much. I don't know. I
Well, I
just
think there
felt
was
like
Oliver. I think there was an Oliver Stone clip in there.
yeah, but just a few. Usually, when sometimes you have the documentaries, sometimes there is a lot of like interviews, but not in this case. I think they
I think
wanna
they just wanted to focus on him. I think
yeah they
because
wanna
I
salute
think
his career and everything. So
yeah, because I mean they talked about some of the negative stuff, but they kind of stayed away from that. And
yeah,
obviously, he handpicked the director. The director was a friend of his. We talked to him. I don't know if you talked to him. I talked to the directors and his kids. So they were involved. So obviously they want to make it. And I think he came across this goofy kind of guy that probably some people mistook it as something else.
yeah,
But he comes off as really, really goofy. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe some people misunderstood him being a goofball. But you can't really be a goofball when people are trying to be professional either. So you don't know the story. I think they left out some stuff on purpose. Like, for example, he made it sound like he was told that he was devoted to his wife, Whaley. I forgot her name, how to pronounce her name, who he married after starring together on, was it
and
Willow? It was Willow.
Lou, I
The
can say her
Willow.
name. If you cannot
Yeah,
say her
Jana
name,
was. But he dated so many people. He dated
yeah,
Cher, Cindy Crawford, Michelle Pfeiffer, I looked it up, Nev Campbell, um, a bunch of other people. So they didn't include that, which I understand because they probably didn't give consent. But you do see like a young Kevin Bacon, a young Sean Penn when they did a
yeah.
theater
There is. I
play.
love that footage. They're super
Yeah, and
young.
some
It's
other
like, oh
people
my
you
god.
recognize, right? There's like some other younger actors as well, and you're like, hey, I know that guy. I don't know his name, but I know who that guy is. And it
Yeah,
was sad because they hired him for a theater stage play, and then they took it away, the lead, made him like the third lead. Because Kevin
yeah,
Bacon came in and they made him a second, and then Champagne came in and they already had their movies under their belts. They're like, I think Footloose and this other movie. And so they bumped him to the third lead. And I was like, oh, that's so sad. But he took it in stride and he played along. And that's what you have to do sometimes,
yeah. Exactly. But
So yeah.
I like it overall. I like it,
Yeah.
and the director told me like they have like 800 hours of footage. The footage from him, like the
Mhm.
ones that he did. I was like, oh my god, it's a lot of hours.
Yeah, I said in the press release said like 1,600, yes, thousands of hours. So it's like, oh
Yeah,
wow, they actually went through all that
it's a
stuff. But
lot.
yeah, it's cute to see how somebody like him, how they're and as a young kid, the personality kind of was already forming that he wanted to be a performer. And so I kind of like that about it, that it was kind of like a complete picture from like childhood to now. And now, his struggles, and they did talk about his financial struggles now. So, hoping that he's doing well. And yeah, so I mean, just kind of a tragic end to a really good career.
Yeah,
So
unfortunately. So,
yeah, so they frame him in a good light. But like I said, if you're a big fan of him, like I am, and my husband was, we just love seeing all that behind the scenes stuff from the sets.
yeah, that's good. I liked it.
Yeah.
I love him when he played Jim Morrison. I love it. I like.
Actually, I have a little. I interviewed Graham, who started with in Thunderheart. If you ever want to Thunderheart, it's on. I think somewhere it's streaming somewhere. Check it out. It's a really good movie. Val Kilmer and Graham Greene star in it, and I think his name escapes me, but really good movie. But Graham Greene, when I interviewed him a week or two ago, he was telling me, because I told him, "Hey, Val Kilmer's documentary's coming up. What are your memories from Thunderheart?" He told me that he said to him, he says, I'm not sure if he was telling me the truth or if he was just kind of kidding around, but he said that Oliver Stone really did a number on him mentally. As playing Jim Morrison. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, but I don't know. Let's take it as a grain of salt. I don't know if that's really what really happened on the set. But he said, yeah, that film kind of messed him up mentally, because if you've watched that film, it does really screw with your head, because it's very psychedelic.
Oh yeah.
It feels like you're on drugs.
Exactly. But I like that. I like the way that
I like the movie, but it was just a little too out there sometimes. It's like, okay, I don't want to be on an acid trip. I don't take drugs for a reason. I don't like acid trips. That's what the movie felt like. So I can imagine trying to get into that headspace.
I know.
So it's interesting to hear all these behind the scenes stuff. So who knows? I mean, like I said, it's mostly positive. So maybe they were hoping to combat some of that negative media attention that he got.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I hope we see him in the more. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, there's, like you mentioned, there's people with disabilities who can act now in movies. So hopefully,
why not?
He can find roles that kind of, because he's not the only one. He's not the only one with that, suffering with that type of disease.
No, I think I agree with you. Right now that Hollywood is opening the doors for this type of for disability, for being diverse, I think it's great. He can keep going.
Yeah, hope so. We'll see. We're gonna see him in Top Gun Maverick. I'm sure it's a small role cameo.
Oh yeah.
Still, I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm curious to see how he looks at Tom Cruise. You know what I mean? Because they both started pretty much at the same time, and if you look, both of them is kind of interesting.
Well,
different ways. Yeah,
they talk about how in the first film they didn't get along or something like that. They had their cliques, and so I think he mentioned something about that. They, like Tom Cruise, he probably got over it because they invited him back. So, because I think he was probably acting like Iceman on set, because he's known to be a method actor. So he was probably acting like Iceman. So they stayed in their camps.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Amazon Prime this weekend.
This Friday. Yeah. So, and also, if you want to go to the movies, it's playing the movie theaters. I don't know if people want to go there, but anyway, it's playing there too.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just strictly on Prime, Amazon Prime.
Oh, no. It was released July 23rd on theaters, and now...
Oh, it's already playing then.
Yeah, it's already playing.
Oh, okay.
And now
all right, got it.
They're going to the Amazon Prime, which is good.
All right.
So talking about streaming, the next one is animation. Is a whole different movie. It's a whole different genre right now. So we're gonna talk about Vivo, which is gonna be streaming starting this Friday at Netflix. And I'm gonna tell you, I love it. It tells a story about this kinkajou. Is this, I don't know, I think it's a honey bear. This little bear, honey bear. I don't know. It's but in the movie it says kinkajou, something like that. I'm pronouncing correctly. And then he goes in this adventure to deliver a song to a long lost love, and he have the help of this little girl called Gabby, and he goes from Cuba to Miami to find this amazing and famous singer called the voice is by Gloria Stefan, and then her
Is that
name is
her?
Marta. Yes, Marta Sandoval. And then she goes. She used to sing in Cuba, and then she goes to to make her career in the U.S. in Miami, and then she has this guy that used to play piano with her called Andres, which is the owner of the Vivo, and they play at Cuba for this I don't know how many times, and then Andres wrote a song for Marta, but then she decided to go to Miami when they were young, and then he saved that song. But then Andres had this wish to send this letter to go to Miami because Marta invited him, sent a letter to him, inviting him to go to Miami to to do a duet with her because now she's famous, no? And then she wants to bring people that that participate in her life when she started. And but then something happened to Andres, and then he won't be able. He's not gonna able to go to Miami. But Vivo put in his head that he needs to take this wonderful music to her, and then he goes to Miami, and then there is a whole like adventure here and there. You can imagine that. You know how animation is. It's a lot of fun, and the music is amazing. Everything is amazing. You know what I like it because the characters they are Latinos, but
Mhm.
they don't emphasize that on the story. You know what I mean?
Oh,
They're just there. You know what I mean? Like it's a
hmm,
regular
not a
story
big
about
deal.
this. Yeah, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like some movies, they do a big deal talking about
Yeah,
Latinos. Oh, okay,
yeah.
because you need to force, like reinforce the to be Latino. In this case, no, they are just there. There is this island,
Hmm.
Cuba. There is this people that live there. That loves music, love food. They're very colorful, and then they go to Miami. You know that this is one of the things that I love it a lot because of that. They don't need to. It's just a regular story, and not just in front of the camera. It's not just the story itself is Latin, like Latino characters. The voice actors are all Latinos. Vivo is voiced by Lima Miranda. Gabby is voiced by this new girl called, I'm gonna read her name, Nairali Simo. Simo, I hope I'm doing her saying her name correctly. Her mother, Rosa, is played by Zoe Saldanha, and then
Hmm.
Andres is played by a musician called Juan de Marcos, and then you also have other people like Michael Hooker is the luchador, all these other characters, but most of
Michael
them.
Rooker?
Michael Hooker, the one that is in
Oh,
Suicide Squad.
oh, Rooker, Rooker,
Hooker, yes, Hooker.
Rooker. Okay, Hooker. I'm
Yeah,
who's Hooker?
no, no. It's written by Kirk DeMico and Chiara Alegria Rudes. Chiara wrote In the Heights with Lin-Manuel
Mm,
Miranda, and
yeah.
Kirk DeMico is also a director. This movie was who made this movie was Sony Animation, and then it's part of this agreement that they have with Netflix. The same way that they
Hmm.
released the Mitchells and the Machines is Vivo now is
Oh.
coming to Netflix. So it's the same
Hmm.
partnership. So it's amazing. It's very colorful. There is music, some catch music. Gabby is amazing, the character. And I think if you didn't watch it, you're gonna love it too.
Really? Is it like for adults or kids or both? Is there a lot of adult humor? I only like it when there's adult humor. Yeah, both. No.
What? What?
Is there is there some adult humor in it, or is it like strictly kind of
Yes, a
for
little bit.
kiddie
Yes,
kids?
there is a little bit. There's some like and but there's some jokes can get. I think us Latinos gonna get better, like understanding
Oh,
the
okay.
meaning than
Yeah, yeah.
the regular audience. But I think it's fun.
Oh, okay. I still have to watch that other one. Oh, Troll Hunters.
Oh, did you like
forgetting.
it?
No, I haven't watched it. I'm saying it's still on my list.
Yeah.
I
Put
started
in your
watching something
list.
else that I'll talk about later.
Lupe, put in your list. I know it's had so much to
Yeah,
watch here lately, so it's a lot of movies coming up. So
Oh yeah, too much to watch.
yeah, and it's gonna be it's a fun for us and especially for little kids. But I think everybody's gonna like it. Everybody should check it out. Like the music, the lyrics. In my opinion, is one of like the finest work of Lin-Manuel Miranda. It's very it's very neat.
Oh wow. Okay, maybe when I go to my parents, they like watching animated stuff.
Yeah, even though like I love In the Heights, but I think this one is better.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the music, you know what I mean? Like
the music. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, interesting. All right.
Yeah.
I will keep that in mind. All right. Well, now I'm going to strictly adult movie. Talking about Annette. You have yet to watch it, right?
No, not yet. It's on my list.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, it's an indie house movie. It's going to hit theaters this weekend, and it will be on Amazon Prime for your viewing pleasure. It stars Adam Driver, Marion Cotillard.
Oh yeah. Marion Cotillard.
Yeah. Simon Helberg. It is written and music by the pop duo Sparks, Ron and Russell Mael. They were an 80s electronic band known for their unique personalities. And I love the Sparks in the 80s. One of the first kind of electronic bands along with Devo. They're brilliant. I really like them. And they inspired countless bands. Edgar Wright actually released a few months ago a documentary based on their life, The Sparks Brothers. That's the title of it. They've produced over 25 studio albums. And did you know they're from Culver City? So right here in our own backyard here in LA. That's where they were raised, which probably explains their weirdness. We're weird here in LA. So going back to the movie, it stars, like I mentioned, Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard. And it's kind of an odd relationship that they have here. And let me get my notes because it's weird. It opened the Cannes Film Festival this year. There was a lot of buzz. And it's set in LA. Driver plays Henry. He's kind of a stand-up comic in the vein of Bo Burnham. He uses a lot of music in his show, and he falls for a famous opera singer named Anne, played by Marion. And they have soft-beat romance, and then comes the birth of their daughter named Annette, and she's born with something special, and we'll learn later in the movie what that is. But she's no ordinary baby, and that's in looks as well. I don't know if I should give it away why, but
no. Don't do
I'll
it.
leave it for later. Don't do it? Okay. All right. So the marriage starts to fall apart when several women accuse Henry of abuse, and then things get, should I dare say, batshit crazy. So this is an art house movie. It's directed by indie director Leo Carax. It's trippy, weird. It plays like a theatrical play because a lot of the sets are very could be placed on the sound stage or a stage play sort of arena. And it's not your traditional film. It's very odd, and it's not going to be to everyone's liking because it's very artsy. But sometimes it tries a little too hard. The music is kind of cool. They're not always on key, the singers. But I think that was the point, is that these are not professional singers. Like Driver is a little off key sometimes. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but to me, it sounded like he was a little off key sometimes. But it's raw. I think that's what they were going for, this rawness in them singing, because it's a musical. They sing a lot of the stresses, a lot of the plots and twists, turns. They sing it. So kind of weird in that way, but the way they're singing it, like I said, it's very, very raw. And the first song they sing in this movie, they open up with the Sparks Brothers. It sounds very much like a Sparks song, but the rest doesn't. The rest is very kind of ethereal. It's just weird. So some people might be getting it off if they watch it on Amazon Prime, just because if they're not used to art house stuff. This is way too out there. It's just very trippy. And obviously it takes a dark turn. The whole movie is dark, but it really takes a really dark turn in the third act, and you feel a little uncomfortable. Just because, I mean, obviously I can't say why, but it just feels weird.
Okay.
And there's a few, well, no, I don't say. There's a few people who die. I guess that's all I'll say. But yeah, it's an acquired taste. Like I said, I can appreciate the cinematography. It was really very poetic, but it's very strange. So I'm curious to hear from you next time what you thought of it. But yeah, it's bizarre. But if you know the Sparks brothers, you know that's what you need to expect. Because they were very theatrical in their videos, and they did these really weird videos. And for the 80s, it was kind of breakthrough and groundbreaking for that time. And their music as well. Like when Devo hit, they hit almost at the same time with the electronic music. So yeah, our house for sure. But luckily, if you watch it at home, you can step away. But I think you'll be curious. I think most people will be curious to see how it ends, because you want to know where this is going. Like, where is this going? What's going to happen? Because it's just so bizarre, And the romance isn't traditional either. The way they show it, it's kind of, you get the updates through news reports.
Got it.
So that's how you get updates on like where they're at. So I was like, okay, this is such a weird movie. But yeah, like I said,
it's weird.
It's not going to be for everyone. And I'm sure you don't want to know what the baby is all about.
No. Now you can tell.
Right.
You can tell. I'm gonna watch regardless.
All right. Okay. So. They don't use a real baby.
Oh.
They use a marionette.
Okay.
At first, I was like, let me get my.
Do you know if he was filming?
That a fake baby?
But maybe
No, they do it on purpose. No, it's on purpose.
It was on purpose. Okay. Because maybe if they're like filming during COVID, they couldn't get any babies.
Well, maybe, but no, it's minus the strings. You don't see the strings pulling at it. It's just a marionette. You see it's a wooden thing.
Oh, how weird!
The joint. Yeah, and I was kind of like, what the?
What is that?
So I gotta watch this through the end, because it's just too bizarre, But like I said, some people might like that. They might be intrigued and watch it the whole way, or maybe just fast forward to the end. I was tempted to do that.
Oh my God!
And then go back and rewatch it, because it was killing me. Like, where is this freaking going? I have no idea. Like, I have no clue where this is going.
Oh,
And it's very operatic too. She plays an opera singer. So it's very operatic, like when things get tense, like their voices rise, and not in an operatic way, but the music goes high, like operatic style, but not the voice. The voice is very like, I can't believe you're doing this to me now. That kind of.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So very, very
interesting.
But like I said,
interesting.
You should expect it. Once you hear that Sparks wrote it and did the soundtrack, then you'll be like, okay, I'm in for something different. So. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But talking about cool. Okay. I'll let you know when I watch it.
I think you have something other weird to
talking about weird, a little odd is that it's the next movie that I'm gonna talk about is this drama called Pig with Nicolas Cage. And you know what I mean? What I say that is weird because he's weird. Like, he's a good performance of him, but he's a truffle hunter, and then he lives like in the middle of the forest in Oregon, and then he has a truffle pig. This pig helps him like find truffles, and then they sell the truffle to the restaurants because truffle is very expensive, and then give a little different taste to the foods. And then suddenly this pig, someone takes this pig away from him, like kidnap the pig. He doesn't know why, and then he needs to go to venture to go in an adventure in the city. The city is Portland, but then he needs to revisit what happened. Doesn't show like in flashbacks, but he revisits what happened to him in the past.
Hmm.
But it also talks about, I think the movie touches not just in this, because he lost the pig, which is, he called her a she, and he like develops a relationship with that after his wife passed away. And then also, I think the movie also shows, like, talks about trauma, loss, and the way that he interacts, and how much the pig is important for him. You know what I mean? Because if the pig doesn't come back, is another loss in his life. You know what I mean? So I thought that it was like really weird. And he's ugly. He's like, he looks like a homeless. This is was after a fight that he has happened
Uh,
in the movie. But even the way that he dressed, he looks dirty. He looks like, you know what I mean? Like
mhm.
ugly. It's very. And then there is Alex Wolf. He plays the guy that gets the trophy and sells in the city for him. So, but it's really weird. But there was a moment there. I don't know if it was something that I lost in translation, if I lost in the movie, but I never understood why they kidnapped the pig, and
Mm.
you know what I mean. I don't know if I
Yeah.
lost that, but I was like, I don't know why it's happening there. But looks like people that already watch this on theaters now is
Hmm.
available on premium video on demand that people can
Oh.
pay to watch. And I think in a couple of weeks is going to be available at Hulu, because Neon, the studio, has a like a contract to release the movies in the streaming afterwards.
Mm.
And I don't know, I need to. It's weird. It has a good performance, but people, if you look at Rotten Tomatoes, it's kind of, the critics love it and the audience love it as well. I don't know.
Oh, they
Maybe
do.
it's
Oh,
not
okay.
me.
I thought you were gonna say opposite.
No, no, no. It's like it's not the same, but both of them I like on the good side of things. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I don't know if it's because it's Nicolas Cage, people like it. I
Well,
don't
he
know,
plays
something
weird.
about it.
He always plays these
Yeah,
odd characters. So this is just another film in a long line of just strange
yeah.
movies
Yeah, this
for
is was
him.
like directed and written by Michael Sarnowski. Is
Hmm.
his the director debut as well? And
Oh.
the movie is a little, is weird. You know what I mean? It's not, and I think was nice that Neon released that, because they're pretty much what type of content the studio carries. You know what I mean? Like, but
Hmm.
other than that, I like his Nicolas Cage performance, but I was like a little bit like, interesting. It's a type of movie that not everybody's gonna like it. For example,
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of
no.
like Annette,
Yes, exactly. So one
an
of the,
acquired taste. But anyone who likes
yeah,
those
he's
Nicolas
a
Cage
little,
movies,
he's super odd. Oh my god,
oh
odd,
yeah, he
odd,
loves
odd.
to play these colorful characters, kind of offbeat,
Yeah,
But that's why people like him
yeah. There's
because
a like
he could.
the score. The score is beautiful. It's kind of a nice touch to the movie, but I don't know. Talk. I
I'll wait to
understand why
Hulu.
people like it, but I was like, maybe I lost something there. I don't know.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, I'll watch it when it's on Hulu.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He's Nicolas Cage. You know what I mean? So sometimes he's
you
weird.
know what to expect. Yeah,
Yes,
no, he's. I think
exactly.
people are used to it now. So yeah,
Hmm.
he could easily be still be doing Hollywood films, but he
Yeah,
chooses to
right.
do these unique films because he likes them. So I think people respect him for that, because he could still be doing these Hollywood films and get
Yeah,
paid a lot of money to do them. So
yeah,
I think people have respect for
exactly.
him doing that. So and I'm sure those indie directors out there who want to make these quirky little movies are happy about that.
Yeah, it's exactly. and he carries the name, and carries the movie, even if the movie is not so great. He's there, and he did
Yeah.
a. There was a couple of like I don't know, a couple of months ago, weeks ago, he released a weird movie as well. So I was like, okay,
Yeah, it's like every
yeah,
maybe 6 months. He needs to keep
comes
working. I don't
yeah,
think these movies pay enough, so
yeah,
he needs to get paid to
yeah.
to
It's
live his lifestyle.
he doesn't stop. So I like it.
No, no. Yeah, he's like
That's good.
the Liam Neeson, but of indie strange films.
Oh yeah, and Samuel L. Jackson too. Doesn't
Yeah,
stop. Every
doesn't
movie you
stop.
can find him.
Oh, but Simon, you know who's beating Samuel Jackson now is Anthony Mackie. He's in everything.
Yeah, right.
Now it's like, oh,
Yeah,
forget Samuel Jackson. Mackie is in everything.
yeah.
Every time I
Oh
look
my,
up, he's in something else. I'm like, oh my goodness, he's working a lot. But
yeah.
Mackie always says like,
And Adam Driver too. He's a lot of movies.
oh yeah, yeah,
I don't
with
know.
that golden meme of his, not golden,
Yeah,
but dark meme, I should say.
yeah, exactly.
Oh
But
yeah,
all
I know
good.
when I used to watch Girls, I was like, that's the next breakout star because he was so good in
Hmm.
that show. I was
Yeah,
like, he's
he's
gonna make
good.
it
I
out there.
like him.
'Cause he was really good.
I
Yeah, I
like
like him
him.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here he plays that kind of a similar character, like this paranoid, very up and down kind of guy, moody guy. So it's along the lines of that.
That's amazing. That's good.
All
And
right.
what else
Well,
you got?
next, I think we have a theme going on here. Bizarre. My next
Okay.
topic is White Lotus playing on HBO Max. It's a limited series by Mike White. He wrote School of Rock. He also was an actor in it. He was Jack Black's best friend in it. He's mostly written indie films, so I think this is his first series. It's a 6-episode series starring Connie Britton, Jennifer Coolidge, Alexandra Daddario, Steve Zahn, Brittany O'Grady, and Natasha Rothwell from Insecure. It is a great cast. It's a bit of a bizarre story. It takes place on a resort following different people and employees of the island over a course of a week. Here you have the newlyweds played by Daddario and Jake Lacey. He's rich, she's not. So they're
Hmm.
trying to figure out how she's going to handle her career. He wants her to just give it up and tend to him because he's rich and he can do that. She can do that, but she's kind of trying to figure out like what her role is, as the wife now. And
Okay.
then we also have, and I think in the latest episode, I think we're on season or on episode 3 or 4. Molly
Hmm.
Shannon comes into play. The mom-in-law
Oh.
comes to on their honeymoon, comes along on their honeymoon. So if that's not bizarre, I haven't seen that episode yet, but it should be good. And then we have Jennifer Coolidge. She plays a wealthy woman who's having a sort of a mental breakdown. And because over her mom, she's there to spread her mother's ashes. So she's having this sort of mental breakdown, even though her mom, she keeps describing her mom as not maternal.
Hmm.
She's having a really hard time dealing with it. And this poor lady, played by Natasha, is the masseuse at the hotel. And she takes to her because she knows how to relax her. And now all she wants to do is be around her and hog up her time. And she keeps saying, okay, whatever you like, whatever you like. So poor
Wow.
thing, having to subject herself to Tanya, who's just this weird lady. And then you have a dysfunctional family with parents Connie Britton and Steve Zahn, and you have their bratty kids. We have the one daughter. She brings along a college friend, and they're just horrible people. They're just really mean.
Really?
Really
Oh my
mean.
gosh.
They're just so mean to their little brother, and they judge people, and they just look at them like, oh, they're so low. They have an encounter with Daddario, and they just like give her this look like whatever. She's like, they're the millennials. They're like whatever, and
Oh.
they just stick to reading their books. And then you have the hotel manager. Her name is Armand, and I don't have a picture of him, but poor thing, he gets harassed by these guests, and that leads him into like a drug addiction where he didn't have one before. And he's got his own issues, but it's just a bizarre show. And then you stick around because the show starts up with a mystery. You see someone returning back from their vacation, but their partner is in a casket. So you get a hint that somebody was killed, and so you have to stick around and see like who was it. I mean, I think we know who it is, but obviously it probably doesn't seem like what it seems like. And the strange thing about this show is, well, it's not strange, it's kind of funny because all these people are so dysfunctional.
Interesting.
As the background music, they use jungle music. So you hear like wildlife sometimes, or they use tribal music.
Oh my God.
That's what makes the show hilarious, is their musical choices in the background. You know, it's just like crazy things are happening, and then you have like the jungle sound, or animals like, you know, clawing and meowing, and lions roaring, or you have tribal noise, and you're like, oh my God, this show is just bizarre. You just don't know where it's going.
Wow.
And it's only 6 episodes, so it's interesting, and it's a good thing they opened up with a mystery, because I don't think people would stick around, because it's just sort of dysfunctional people on an island, and like I said, like the 2 girls, they're just horrible girls. Because he just looked down on everybody.
Interesting. I'm gonna
and
check
Steve Zahn
it
is
out.
hilarious. Yeah, Steve Zahn in the last episode found out his dad. He thought his dad died of like testicular cancer. Oh, and warning, not for kids. They show something that was like, whoa! Like,
oh my God, really?
A manly part, like, because Steve Zahn thinks he has testicular cancer. So he's telling the wife, look at my balls, look at my balls. And I was kind of like, oh my God, they're actually showing it. You're like, oh boy, wow. Okay. Alrighty. That was a shocker. I didn't see that coming. So yeah. But he goes, he thought his dad died of testicular cancer. Then he comes to find out, when he's trying to get more specifics about like what kind of cancer it was, his uncle's like, oh no, he died of AIDS. He's like, what do you mean died of AIDS? How did he get AIDS? And then he finds out his dad is gay. So that just like messes with his mind, and now he's like on a drunken binge trying to figure out like, what does that mean? What does that mean? You know?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He just goes down this dark path. So it's interesting. It's and you can't binge it. Well, you can binge I think the first 4 episodes. There's 2 more left. So the first 4 episodes are on HBO Max. So if you're interested, check it out. And of course it's a resort, so you see plenty of, bikinis. A bikini-clad Alexandra Daddario. And then these
I like her.
So. Alexandra?
Yeah, I like her. I think she.
Yeah, I like her too. She can play. She plays it like, because she's torn. I like the fact that she's torn. She wants to continue being a freelance journalist, but her husband's like, "Well, what for? You don't make any money. Like I can keep you as my woman because I'm rich." So she's kind of like, "Yeah, I kind of want to be independent." And Connie Britton plays. And Connie Britton is the moneymaker in her family. She runs a company. She's this high, she's CEO. So her husband seems to be comfortable with it, but she's, she kind of has she runs the family. She wears the pants in the family. So I like that these strong women, are like independent of their man. So they're trying to work through those issues. So interesting. I'll continue watching since there's only 2 episodes left to see how they.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, check it out. So not with your child.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said, there's a rated X part there. You're like, oh.
Okay.
I can't unsee that.
Oh no, and he doesn't need that right now.
No. So that.
Okay, that's good. That's awesome.
I think that's our choices, right?
Yeah. Wow, a lot of like funny choices, weird choices, but all good.
Bizarre selection this weekend. So
yeah, that's awesome.
There you have it. If you're looking for something, if you're looking to move away from all the formulaic kind of stuff, I think we covered a lot of stuff that doesn't kind of fit that. Like you said, the Val documentary doesn't fit your usual biopic kind of documentary where others talk about each other. It's kind of, you see for yourself, like what kind of person he was, or he was and is. So I think that's what I liked about it. It's like you can see for yourself.
Yeah,
who this person is.
Exactly.
Who else has countless hours of themselves since childhood? Not many people.
No, not at all. But I like it.
Yeah,
it's good, and There's a lot of things coming up next week, and very
I can't
good
think of any
ones.
right now, but there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's some, like one of the one that I like it a lot. I think most of them it's coming to theaters.
Yeah,
And
a lot more stuff in theaters now than streaming. But they end up on streaming like in a month or 3 weeks.
Yeah, and then we can talk
So.
about it. Oh, we can talk about it, and then.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's it for this week. As Jana freezes up.
Sorry,
You froze up. You froze up for a little bit, or maybe I did. Who knows?
or you freeze.
Are you freezing up?
What?
Oh, okay.
You come back now.
Well, anyway, we're gonna wrap this up now since we're both starting to freeze here. So join us next week. We'll be talking a lot more stuff, and we'll bring you a mix of bizarre and traditional next time. Okay, Jen, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you. Thank you so much, Lupe.
Bye.
Bye.
No problem. See ya. Bye.